Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
While you're in sunny Florida, be sure to visit
WARlando! Enter into a world of epic adventure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to WARlando. This is Adam.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
You're good. And sitting across from me is
Nicholas.
And coming to us all the way from North Orlando.
Yes, way across from you, it's Mark.
Welcome, everybody, to our first show of 2020.
Yeah.
The year of the critical hit.
Ooh.
Love it.
The double
Absolutely
crit.
love it.
It is a double
roaring
crit.
20s.
Crit
We're
with
back.
advantage.
Yep, exactly. I'm digging it.
Yes.
Everybody have a good new year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good holiday season, kind of, taking it easy and, getting some hobbying done and getting some games in at the store. And
You've been playing a lot, which is awesome.
Yeah. So
you've been on a roll.
Yeah, I've just been trying to get about a game in a week. And
that's great.
Just trying to try out different stuff, and got to keep all the guys and gals pressured, because I'm like the shooting army of the local meta, and so I got to make sure that they all stay in line.
And you've been crushing it.
Yeah, I have had a few good games lately, so I've fallen upon a few good lists that seem pretty good. So
and our local celebrity gamers. You've been beating them.
Yeah. So we've been trying to give some people that are getting ready for tournaments some practice, so that they can get a well-rounded, heads up on what to look out for when they go to LVO and Adepticon and stuff like that. So, yeah. So I've been playing cities, and I was doing some battle reports, playing a lot of Tempest Eye. Then I started going around and doing some of the different cities. I did Living City. I tried to put a Greywater City together, and then I got bored of it after a while and left it. And then I just played Hallowheart. Oh man,
Hallowheart looks like so much fun.
It is so much fun.
Mark, do you know much about Hallowheart?
No, tell me about this.
All right, so with the different cities, we were joking in the chat the other day about like what are the nicknames, like the Shooting City and the Magic City and the Surprise City, all these different stuff. So Hallowheart is all about magic. You can cast an extra. Your wizard can cast an extra time.
Mm-hmm. Every wizard with the Hallowheart keyword can cast twice,
correct.
Or no, not twice, an extra casting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And they all know 2 spells from the spell lore for that allegiance.
They get 2 spells for the allegiance? Oh man.
Yep. And in the allegiance there's 6 different spells for that city, whereas all the other ones there's 3.
Yeah.
So for this one there's 6. Everybody knows 2 from Hallowheart. And then one of the artifacts you can take, that person knows all the spells.
They get the spell book of the
correct.
Spell book.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I think I put a list together. I looked online a little bit. Somebody won Blood and Glory 2019 with the list, so I kind of took a look at that. Then I hopped on, the Grand Alliance community and took a look at some of the different lists that people were doing, just to kind of just get a base idea of what to put together.
Yeah.
I lean dwarves, so a lot of the filler I put in there is going to be dwarvish, but
for the shooting and battle line.
So the base that I got was a Hurricanum and a Luminarch and a Knight Incanter. And then I filled in with a couple of battle mages and then some handgunners and Iron Drakes and Longbeards. And so with all of that, and then I threw in some endless spells. And
why not?
Right, because that's what it's all about. Because with cities, you get the empowered version of the spell. So anything you cast is better than usual. So I did the Comet, the Everblaze Comet, because of the Knight Incanter.
Yeah,
that's the Stormcast one.
Yeah.
And then I did the Quicksilver Swords, the Soulscream Bridges, and the Spell Portals.
Yeah,
the Umbral
that's so
spell.
great.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So your average wizard can cast, your low-cost wizard can cast twice, has 5 spells to choose from, not including the endless spells. Because they're probably going to have a spell on their profile.
Right.
Plus Mystic Shield, Arcane Bolt, and then 2 from Hallowheart.
Yeah. So I gave the artifact to my Knight Incanter, and they knew everything.
Yeah.
As well as, which in hindsight I shouldn't have, but I did.
Why not?
Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't. I didn't give that to my Knight Incanter. My Knight Incanter was my general. The reason is because the general can take a command trait that says that you get +3 to unbind endless spells.
Yeah.
And so I took also the battalion. The battalion is just all the wizards. It's like 3 to 6
cool.
wizards, right?
Yeah.
And the battalion says you get +1 to cast, +1 to unbind. So the Knight Incanter is the general, gets the command trait +3 to unbind endless spells, and she casts the Comet. So it comes into the turn, she casts the Comet, and then she casts whatever else she wants. Next turn, she dispels the Comet, cast the Comet again. Next turn, dispel the Comet, cast the Comet again. It was
wow.
glorious.
Yeah.
It was like the army, like it was the first time I played that army, and it was great. It just felt so good. Like I was a little slow because there was a lot to take in, right? All the different spells. I'm trying to okay, I need to do this spell, then this spell, then this spell, then this spell, and I was playing Slaanesh, so I'm like.
It's tricky because every time you wound a Slaanesh hero, they get depravity.
Right, and they were playing the Selesky build, which is the one that came out in the White Dwarf. You get double depravity. I can't remember what the allegiance is called specifically, but so double depravity. So if, he had Celesk and 3 keepers. Double
depravity. It's already just.
Yep.
It seemed overpowered with regular depravity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And because of the battalion and the few other units, it was like a 4 to 5 drop army. I think it was a 4 drop army.
Yeah.
5. So it's 5 drops. I was able to choose who goes first, made him go first. So then I got to then attempt for the double. I didn't get the double till round 3, and that was it. It was just because of the double at round 3. Yeah. It was just too much. It was so good.
That is so great.
So would you play it again?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I've been playing Tempest Eye a lot with cities. That was mainly what I did. That's what I did to Crucible. That's what I took to Coliseum, stuff like that. But, and now because of the new KO book, I lost the 40 Arcanauts and their Skyhooks and the Chemist. But the first game that happened...
What do you mean you lost them? Just their war scroll changed?
They're just not worth it anymore. Yeah, so the war scroll changed with the new book. The Skyhooks, you can't spam Skyhooks anymore. So you only get one special... You get one of the special guns individually for each Arcanaut company. So they have 3 specials.
Each unit.
You get 3 individual... Yeah, you get 3 specials, but they all have to be unique. You can't have 3 Skyhooks in a unit.
Yeah, it used to be like you get 1 per 10. So if you had 30, you had 3 of them. Now it's just you get 1 if you have a unit of 30.
No. It used to be you got 3 specials for every 10.
Yeah.
So in 30 you had 9 because it was 10 times because it was 3 times 3.
Yeah.
So I played a block of 40. So I had that. I had 12 Skyhooks. The Chemist said you get +1 attack on one of the weapons, so it was 24 Skyhooks for that unit. Yeah, 24 inches, -2 rend. With Tempest Eye, I'd get it like 3 up, 2 up. Against heroes or monsters, it would be 2 up, 2 up to hit to wound.
Yeah.
D3 damage. Like it was unfair. It was nasty.
Yeah.
And so now with the new book, they basically said every 10 you only get 1 skyhook.
Mm-hmm.
And so if 30, you would only get 3.
Yeah.
40, you would only get 4. And that's just not. It
It's
did come down.
still really good.
They came down in points, but
Because
they're
you still
not.
have all your other shots.
Yeah, but they took the pistols down to 9 inches.
Ooh.
A 9-inch range.
Yeah.
They gave them +1 to save, so they're a 4-up save unit now, which is nice.
Yeah.
And their War Scroll says that when they're on, they get extra bravery when they're on an objective, and they get something else when they're on an objective. I can't remember exactly what, but like reroll ones or something. I can't remember exactly what, but I've got the book right here in front of me. But the important thing is they weren't worth taking 40 Arcanauts anymore.
Mm.
So what I did do is I took them out. Don't fall asleep on me yet, Mark. I took the 40 Arcanauts out, and I put in the Ironclad. So I put in the big ship, because that got a whole new War Scroll.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds so neat.
Yeah, oh, my goodness, it's so cool.
Have you heard anything about it, Mark?
I have not. I need to catch up, and you are the guys to tell me about it.
Oh, so the new Cardron Overlords, their new special ability is called Fly High. So all the ships get the ability to basically redeploy anywhere on the board, 9 inches away during their movement phase. So they basically like fly up and then fly down. You know, they can retreat and do it. They can, and they have a limited amount of people that they can do it with. Usually, it's about half capacity. Mm-hmm. So, the Ironclad can do it with like 15 models. It can usually hold 25, but when it holds 25, it's half movement and can't fly high. Mm-hmm. 15 or less, you can fly high, full movement. If it takes more than 7 wounds or something like that, then you can't fly high. So once you start hurting it, it's not going to be able to do this. Anyway, so I took that full of 10 Thunderers. So I basically put in, I took out my Chemist and 40 Arcanauts, put in the Ironclad and 10 Thunderers to the list. So I have one block right now. My current Tempest Eye stuff is I use the bridges with the Hurricanum, like 30 Iron Drakes and Longbeards and Rune Lord and Battle Mage, all that stuff. That can bridge wherever I want it to go, like 24 inches.
Yeah.
So the game I played with that, I played against Slanesh as well. Bridged right to the middle because he made me go first. Mm-hmm. So I bridged to the middle. I flew high with my Ironclad, dropped down right next to my Hurricanum. So it got all the buffs from the Hurricanum. And I just shot all of his keepers and Selesky off the board in first turn.
Wow.
So he had no heroes to bring back any of his. No. He racked up like he racked up like 90 some depravity,
but couldn't do anything.
Couldn't do anything with it.
Oh wow!
So it was like game called right there because he couldn't have done anything else. I mean he had a couple blocks of Marauders, but
right,
it would have just been a. The next turn it would have been gone. Yeah. So I was like, okay, all right, I can do this, Anyway, yeah, so 2 good lists right there. The Tempest Eye, Hollow Heart, I'm in love. So
the new rule for the ships too that I thought was really exciting was that they count as I'm drawing a blank on the word right now, but when you occupy a building,
a garrison.
The ship counts as a garrison.
Yep.
So everybody that's in the ship, unlike used to, that now they can shoot out of the ship.
Correct. So they can attack even combat. So even if you charge me on combat, those guys can still fight. But that also means they can be attacked separately.
Right. So if you have a hero in there, I can try and snipe the hero out of your ship.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the balloon guys, they don't ride on the ship anymore. Mm. So they have a rule called Hitcher, which up to 7 guys can hitch a ride.
Yeah.
And so if the model flies high and you got 7 guys, you can take them with you. And they have to be within 6 inches, and then when it lands wherever, you can put them within 6 inches.
That's so much fun.
Basically you just so right now it's like you take a unit of 6 riggers and the new engine master, and those 7 can now go with them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and they heal ships. So what you do for them is every one of them during the hero phase, you roll a dice, and on a 4-up, you heal a wound.
Yeah.
So that's 6 guys every turn that you're rolling on a 4-up. The engine master's command ability says that you can re-roll that if you need to. And then he has a D3 ability to heal. So he heals D3, they heal on a 4-up, re-rolled. I think you can give him a command trait that says you don't have to spend a CP for that. So that's just a free ability then.
It's like this army of mechanics now.
Yeah.
They're all flying around, repairing the ships during combat.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So I think you'll see a lot of ships with 6 riggers hanging on.
Yeah.
Zooming around. You can do it with the frigates. You can even do it with the gun haulers, which is crazy. So now you got these little tiny, gunboats that are like
pulling these guys behind them.
Pulling these guys, and yeah. So I think you're going to see a lot more ships now. You're not. Yeah. And I don't think you're going to see this 40-man unit of Arcanauts. Mm-hmm. You're going to see like little 10-man units of Arcanauts just trying to hold objectives while these ships are flying around and shooting stuff.
I like the ships.
Yeah.
That makes it fun.
Yeah.
I think that's what's so unique about the army.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the bad thing because of the skyhooks were so good. Nobody took all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And they made it really hard to get in and get out of the boat, which it's still kind of a little hard to get in and out of the boat. Like it all has to happen before it flies high, which is okay. It's not as restrictive, but there is a specific skyport you can take, I think, that allows you to, or no, it's an engine works, like it's an artifact for a ship that they can get in and get out before. Oh no, I'm sorry. Take all that back. It's a battalion. You take the battalion that with the frigates and the Arcanauts, and that allows them to get in before or after they fly high. So that's going to be nice. That's going to be good for objective taking. Those ships will just be like gone.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be some. It's definitely an army built for the objective game. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's like it's not going to be rolling in like
it's not like an Alpha Strike anymore, and it's not like going to shoot you from the back of the table. But the movement, they're flying everywhere.
I think you can do an Alpha Strike, but I think you're going to pay for it. Like you're not going to last as long as you think you will.
Yeah.
I don't think we can quite kill as much as we could kill before in the Alpha Strike. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a new book, and this past year, 2019, has just been this fantastic Warhammer year.
It's been crazy.
Yeah. Because we just got Mark, Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah, really excited about that, to be able to revisit those. That was my first love right there, was the Slaves to Darkness. So,
and then,
way back in the old world.
Have you had a chance to look at the new book yet?
I have. I'm perusing it right now. So, lots of things, lots of ideas, lots of things I want to bring back out. But, of course, I'm focusing on something else right now. So,
what are you focused on?
Just a little campaign I'm about to jump into.
Yeah, we finished our Skirmish campaign about a month ago, and that was fantastic. And so now we're going to go into the next evolution, for our at-home narrative campaign. And we're starting at 500 points.
We are.
We're going to escalate up to probably finish somewhere around 1,000 points.
Yeah, that's what we figure. Yeah, right about that.
Yeah, and that'll be great to then launch to a third wave of, more. Yeah, this will probably feel a little bit more like Path to Glory.
Yeah,
it's not Path to Glory, but it'll feel like it.
Yeah, we want that feeling of Path to Glory without the specific Path to Glory rules. We kind of want to do our own thing. And I think what we're going to do on the show tonight is iron out what our new narrative campaign will be. But But anything else in the past year that you guys want to talk about as far as like what we're working on now as a narrative campaign? But what else were some highlights of 2019 that you guys liked?
Oh, wow.
I mean, we kicked off our video battle reports.
Yes. Oh
on
my
YouTube.
God, man. And you've been just crushing it. Like getting,
Absolutely killing it.
an amazing feedback.
Yeah.
People are really enjoying it.
Yeah.
And people want more.
Yeah. Just
You know?
need more time and
That's
more
the tricky
more
part.
armies and more painted armies.
Right. But that's what's going through this campaign. I'm building up my Iron Jaws.
Yeah.
And we're all building up these new armies from doing the narrative campaign. So we're kind of doing Tale of Four Warlords because now Mark, your son Killian, he wants to get involved. He's building a Night Haunt army.
He's going with Night Haunt. He just completely fell in love. I think it was the whole horror aspect of it, especially with us playing the D&D campaign that we're in right now, Curse of Strahd. So he's enjoying that, and I asked him about it. I'm like, man, you were pretty heavy into going into Stormcast, and now all of a sudden you switched over to the Night Haunt. And he was like, man, I don't know, just playing Curse of Strahd, I love that element about it. So he really fell in love with the lore of the Night Haunt. So that's what he's going with.
That's fantastic. The Night Haunt are so cool.
Yeah.
There's so much about them. Kicking around, Haley, my wife, has been expressing. I've been more expressing interest in having her play than she's been expressing, but because we used to play D&D minis.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was, back when we were first getting into D&D, before we played D&D together, we were just playing minis and just like having little battles with those. And telling her a small scale Warhammer or Warhammer Skirmish or Warhammer on the narrative scale that we're talking about, it's not far from D&D minis where you have a war band,
No.
And I think she's going to get a kick out of it.
I think so too, and I think that's a great thing with a lot of people who might, 2,000 point army might seem a little, daunting to them to be able to jump into and complete and paint and get on the table and play. But I think what we're doing is a lot more manageable for people, who might not have the time to play, a full 2,000 point game, or just is starting off. So I think it's great that we have this option right here to play these smaller games a little quicker and to be able to get the new people that are interested in it, and actually have them feel good about their armies, instead of having to paint so much and feeling the pressure of maybe getting so much on the table all at once. They can start off small. They can start off going, okay, I got this, the 500 points. Yeah, that's manageable.
And we have so many people that are just so driven to collect and build and paint.
Yeah.
That I think there's a window for other people to casually just come in and, hey, I have 2 armies. Come over and play this other army against me.
Oh, yeah.
So that if they are into playing, but not into the building, collecting, and painting, they can just sit down and play with you. And I think there's... how there's barriers to entry, like you were just saying. There's this opportunity for people that just casually come over and play with you that might get more people, just getting more people playing and more people playing games. I would like to see more of that option. And I think you're not going to see game stores welcoming that so much. Like a Warhammer store, not their part of their model is to sell models,
Right. But also part of their model is getting people into the hobby and wanting to collect. So what better way than these little bite-sized pieces for some people,
Yeah. And I want to find a window for people that don't want to collect but want to play. I want to find that window of opportunity. I want to encourage the building, the painting, the playing, because I love it. But not everybody loves it, but I want people to be excited about the game too. If they don't want to build and collect and paint, that's okay. If they want to come and play with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally. And but you also got to think about that spectrum of people who, maybe they don't want to commit to one army. Maybe they're like, man, I really like this.
I can't commit
really
to
like
one
that
army.
one, and I like this one as well. And okay, I'm one of those, and I think all of us are. But this gives them an opportunity. Well, hey, I can have a little bit of everything and still play it. I don't have to commit to a full 2,000 points.
Right.
Maybe I can just have a little war band and be able to put them on the table and play a couple quick, pickup games. So I that's really appealing.
And I compulsively collect minis.
It's like dice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the idea of like, as we're doing this narrative campaign, I kind of want to start another skirmish campaign consecutively with
a
it.
new army.
With a new army, because I saw this Stormcast auction, and I just like, oh my god, it was like $500 worth of stuff, and I ended up stealing it for I stole it for $100. I'm excited. I
You
really
probably
do.
have enough to do a 500-point game with us.
I do.
Yeah.
It's not all painted and assembled, but I could do. Yeah, maybe I'll do 2 narrative armies. Plus, I am building a Night Hunt army for Haley, and I've already got 500 points of that ready to go.
Yeah.
So I've just got the 3 armies ready for our narrative campaign.
Great.
I might just do a battle report, just me against myself.
Oh, there you go. All right.
That would be great.
You just wear 2 different sleeves, so in the video it looks like 2 different guys that are moving the models
Yeah,
around.
exactly. I'll record one half of it, and then I'll come back and record the other half.
There you
of
go.
it.
Yeah.
Change my clothes and
Yeah.
everything.
Peel off beard.
Exactly. I was thinking I might wear the mystery player. I'll put like a bag over my head or something like that.
That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, like the Masked Singer. It's the Masked General.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's so like they've just done a great job in the aesthetics of the game. Rules aside, aesthetics of the game. It's so fun.
Man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think like one of the things I didn't like about Age of Sigmar when it came out was that I felt I lost all the customization options I had in fantasy. That I could create a general that was uniquely mine, changing out weapons and doing all these different artifacts and spells and all that. It's here now.
Yeah.
This where we're at with AOS right now. You have access to all the realms and all the different artifacts of the realms. You've got multiple books that you can choose artifacts from. The endless spells, you can choose those to add to your army. The battalions, and there's so many different combos that it's possible to have no 2 armies the same, unless you're going to a major tournament where everybody's net listing.
Right.
But then you go to a major tournament, and someone comes out of left field with something completely unique.
Right.
You're not ready for it. You're not ready for, I didn't realize that battalion and that artifact would combo so well.
Yeah. Or that a certain kind of army is great against everything except for this one thing. And so when everybody net lists and then all of a sudden, that one thing comes out, it's like, now it's causing havoc.
Like you were saying before, that Warhammer GW likes to create the villain of the year, and this villain of the last half of the year was Slaanesh.
Yeah. And
so if everybody's either bringing Slaanesh or bringing something to kill Slaanesh.
Right. Yeah.
Not much in between.
Right. Yeah. And I think when we were looking at on the group chat about the list for LVO, it was like 18 of the armies were the new OBR Bone Reapers.
Really? 18 of them?
18. And I think the next up was like 9, it was like 9 Slaanesh.
Oh, wow.
And 9 of this, or 9 of that. But it was like the biggest chunk was 18 different Bone Reaper armies. And it's I think they're going to be the bad guys for 2020.
Oh yeah, because I haven't played against them yet. They do look tricky, and any kind of anything that can hit you hard and then summon, that Slaanesh is the same way, and like Flesh Eater Courts they do a ton of damage, and then when you hit them back, they just bring back everything you just killed.
And that's tough.
It's really tough.
Yeah. I don't think the Bone Reapers summon.
They don't summon?
No.
Oh, okay, because they're... All right, well, I'm going to shut the fuck up, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, they're the only death ones that don't.
That's interesting. But they don't... Do they heal? It's weird to picture a death army that doesn't do
so
something like
each
that.
one's heal. So they do heal back.
Okay.
And the Mortec Guard are like the big, like the big problem. So they're block.
They're the three-headed, three-faced guys.
No, they're just the normal rank and file dudes, but they're like 3-up, or they're 4-up armor save. I think you can make them 3-up armor save. And then they can like hit really easily and do like, you can give them something that does like 2 damage.
Yeah.
So you go up against
tanks. They're the elite. So it's not like they're summoning and trying to overcome with mass quantities of troops. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yep.
And I don't know that much about them yet. So
yeah, I mean it's like taking your elite rank and file, like you said, Mark, and making that your battle line, your base battle line.
Yeah.
So like Graveguard being like your base. Like Graveguard are so much better than normal skeletons, or Chaos Warriors are better than Marauders. Things like that. And it's like, take them and all of a sudden they're your rank and file guys. And you're taking 20 to 40 of them in a block. And it's just, apparently it's just like, it's really hard to just churn through them if you don't have a lot of rend.
Yeah.
And then they heal and come back the next turn. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think we'll see after LVO, which is I think the next big tournament here, to see what happens in the sort of like the
with
American meta.
So many of these Bone Reapers in there. These Bone Reapers are going to be having a good time in Vegas.
Oh yeah, just boning it up.
It's also going to be
reaping the consequences.
Yeah, because some things don't stay in Vegas. LVO is also going to be the announcement of the new elf army.
Ah, yes. Which they've been kind of teasing.
Yeah, with an actual techless model.
Yeah.
So that the preview of that new army is supposed to be LVO weekend.
Yeah, there's just so much coming out so fast.
Yeah, which is great because if you're a person that needs to collect everything, you're going to be overwhelmed. But if you're not, there's so much to choose from.
Yeah.
There's so many great things.
Which is why I've seen some other games kind of like not take off, I think. And one might be the reason why GW does this. I think there's a few reasons. One of them could be because competition-wise, if they're not coming out with fast enough stuff, it's not going to catch on.
Yeah, people will get bored.
Right. So people thought like Star Wars Legion was going to be like the GW killer.
Yeah.
Because so many people love Star Wars. But it's like they just didn't come out with stuff fast enough.
Yeah.
Now they have a lot of stuff, but they didn't, so it just didn't catch on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people don't realize how entrenched people are in Warhammer.
Yeah.
But and there's some other games and it's just like they look great, but it's hard to compete with like jumping then into a world like this where it's full. It's filled out.
Oh yeah.
It's not empty. You're not waiting for something to come out that would kind of satisfy your itch. It's like, no, it's there already.
And there's just more coming.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. So.
Yeah. I was just not enthused about it when it came out, and now there's just so much. And hopefully this role-playing game's right around the corner, which is, if nothing else, is just going to add to the lore and add to the story side of everything that's happening in the mortal realms.
Right.
I really hope so, because that's just so much fun, is exploring that side of it too.
Yeah.
Just giving the armies a little more character, making it your own. That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Speaking of character, do you guys want to talk about finalizing the details of our narrative campaign?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sure.
Why don't we take a quick break, and then we'll dive into the narrative campaign.
You know, I can't think of anything better to eat a chicken wing in than a good quality t-shirt. Good quality t-shirt over my body. I don't even need a fucking napkin. I got sleeves, bitches. And you know where I go to get my t-shirts? I go to teespring.com. Those are the t-shirts that'll take care of your chicken wing addiction, even if you do keep it at one in your wallet. You know, just for prosperity.
Go to teespring.com/Warlando-2.
All right, we are back from our break. We've emptied our bladders and filled our glasses.
Yep.
We are talking narrative campaign. Let's break down what we have to start, what we've decided on. So we're doing a 500-point campaign, and we are going to, at the end of each battle, you're going to get points for winning, points for a draw, or points for losing. Even if you lose, you're still going to get points. And those are points you can spend to add to your army. So you start with 500 if you win a game. I think we said we're going to go 80, 60, 40.
I think that's good.
Yeah, I agree. So you win your first game, you go into your second game with 580 points to spend.
Right.
To tweak your army.
Yep.
So, and you don't have to spend them. You can save them for, if you win the next game.
Well, that's...
Right?
When we say you don't have to spend them, are we going to do where once you've spent it, it's in your list forever? Or can you swap some stuff out?
I think the way that we did it in the last campaign was that, let me know if I remember correctly, if you spent it on your general,
yes,
as in the form of adding units to, or not adding units, adding abilities to him or her, then that was done. You can't take that back.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that, because the focus for the Skirmish narrative campaign really was just developing these generals.
Yeah.
And I think giving them these attributes, these abilities, these characteristics was really the highlight. And I'd hate for that to change from game to game. That just didn't seem right.
So for
you had to make a good decision.
So for our listeners that might not know what we're talking about with giving attributes to our general, Nicholas created a character builder, which is based off of the chapter-approved rules from 40K.
2018 40K chapter-approved book,
Yeah, so there was a character builder in there, and you adapted that for Age of Sigmar. And so for our Skirmish campaign, we agreed that each one of the abilities in there was worth 10 points, and there were things like reroll ones on your save, add an extra wound to your model, add a damage to your weapon, those kind of things. There was a huge list of something like 50 different things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
easily.
Yeah, all kinds of really fun things to... Like, you had one for your hero.
Yeah, that was if you rolled a 1, 2, or 3 to wound or something.
Yeah, to wound, it automatically fails.
Automatically fails.
So even if your character, when I go to attack your guy, even if I have a 2 up to wound, now I roll a 2 or a 3, it automatically fails.
Right.
So yeah, I still have to hit. I still have to wound on a 4 up.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like -2 to your wound, but it's like kind of just helping him try to stay alive just a little bit.
Yeah, just something else to slow you down.
Yeah.
And you could stack that with something else that maybe did give you
right, like something else that would give me an extra wound. Because what we did do was say, if there is a stackable ability like +1 to wound, what if you took, there are some things that you could take a second time, which would be like +1 to wound, but you couldn't just pay 10 points again for it. If it's the second time you're taking it, it's 10 times 2.
Yeah, so 20
points.
Add the second.
So to have an additional, it's 10 points for the +1, and then +1 again is another 20. That's 30 points you just sunk in
to get
for
the
2
extra
attributes.
ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could mix in other attributes like the one that we just mentioned as another way to kind of try to.
That reminds me,
Keep it
I mean, there's lots of other RPGs that are kind of like that, like the Star Wars RPG. I think if you were trying to like build things up, it got more and more expensive as you stack stuff on
the talent tree and different stuff like that.
Yeah. So this is very much in that same vein. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So we're bringing our same heroes over from the Skirmish campaign, and we're going to keep the points we already spent
on the hero.
On the hero.
Yep.
You can change the hero to advance him to another model.
Yeah. So one of the things we're using the Skirmish rules, you could make your general anything from whatever your Grand Alliance you chose.
Right.
So it could be just any old soldier from any old battle line unit from the Skirmish rules, and then if you wanted to upgrade them to the unit champion, you would spend the 5 points. And so we were combining that with the chapter approved, the character builder, and so I think I started out with just an orc ard boy that made him the unit champion. So that was an extra 5 points. So he ended up being, right to start, he was something like 19 points. And then I would start spending stuff from the character builder to get him first 10 points. He's up to 29. One of the things we also said was, and we're going to continue this too, I believe, that the points you spend on your hero cannot exceed 25% of your total points available.
That is correct.
Right. So if it's a 500-point game, your hero can't be more than 125 points.
Yes.
Yep.
Right. So for example, for me coming into this, I'm taking my guy who was a Graveguard champion because I'm playing Death like Legions. So Graveguard champion, he's ascending to a Lord Executioner for Night Hunt.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
And
like
so,
an 80-point model.
So
maybe?
he's 80 points, and he's allowed to be in a Legion's army, so he's okay. He can he takes that on, but then I've given him like 40 points of ability, so he's 120. So he fits within the 125.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and so I think we can continue to ascend the general, and I think to your question before, I think we can swap out units within.
Yes, but I was thinking because we're also going to introduce the regiments of renown.
Right.
So I think if we're doing that, then we should have one unit that's remains.
I like that too. So since this is a new campaign, I would like that idea of choosing one favored unit to be able to be that champion, that one that is by your general side, and basically keeping them throughout the campaign. I think others can change.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, but being able to keep one unique unit.
And we're talking battle
one thing.
line?
Yeah. Well, one thing we mentioned was I thought that we had talked about was like if we switch that out, like if you wanted to, they just lose all their buffs.
Yeah. All that stuff that you've earned from the regiments renown.
Which to me sounds fair. Like, I mean, it's a tough call to make to switch them out if they're going to lose everything.
I know that I'm not going to be switching mine out just because there's doing an orc army. I'm going to do a big wah.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be either our boys brutes or savage orcs.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pick one of those and stick with it throughout the campaign.
Okay.
But if you want to switch it out, but like you were saying, the upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of sticking with it, but I think if you really want to go in another direction, I don't think I would want to stop you.
Yeah,
but I don't think you should be able to take all the renown that you've built into that unit with it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. All right. I like having the option. So if you want to completely discard it, start over, change, then yeah, all the benefits, everything you've acquired, I think needs to go.
Yeah.
With as well. So
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Start.
let's
Yeah.
from the top. We are doing the White Dwarf skirmish rules for the composition of the general,
Yes.
right? So you can use those rules, but no other rules from the skirmish campaign.
No, I think that's
Right.
the only one that fits at this point in time.
Yeah, for this campaign, I think
Yep.
we've graduated from those
Yeah.
to normal
Yep.
Age of Sigmar rules.
Yeah.
All right. So your general can be any model from your allegiance,
Right.
Yep.
and you can spend 5 points to make it. If it's from some kind of battle line unit or unit that can have an upgrade, then you can spend the 5 points to upgrade it.
Right.
Whatever that is.
And another 5 to have like the special weapon, right?
Oh
Didn't
yeah,
we say
that's
that?
well, yeah, but I guess the it might depend on the unit. I don't think I have any that would require both. If you
Okay.
most of mine, if you upgrade to a unit champion, it gets a different profile.
Got it. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but we're not going to spend the extra points. Because those are other skirmish rules. We don't have to worry about our units at all. or
Yeah.
those kind of upgrades. All right, so skirmish rules for the general. Then we're also gonna keep going with the character builder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
And then for artifacts, it's either got to be from your allegiance or from your realm.
Right.
And we are going to have each have our realm chosen. Then we're doing, for a victory, 80 points, draw 60 points, loss 40 points.
Yep.
Then the Regiments of Renown. We're going to use the Regiments of Renown rules from the General's Handbook 2019.
Okay.
Yes.
There's several different tables in there. So I think once you pick a table, you have to stick with that table. So
Okay.
there's only 6 upgrade options.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah, per table.
Yeah. Well, because the first one was kind of a generic one,
Yeah,
and then the second, and then another one, and then it's specific, and then the other table is specific to you, like whether you're like to your armor save or something
yeah.
like
There were restrictions. Like there was like a kind of like a fast cav one. You had to have a movement characteristic of some.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Right.
So, but I think you pick the one that suits your Regiment of Renown, and then you stick with that one. One of the Regiment of Renown rules that I love is that if your regiment is destroyed in a battle, you roll a die, and if the number you roll is less than the number of upgrades you have, you lose all your upgrades.
No, yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is brutal. It's like the unit's wiped out, and so it's all like green recruits that are coming in. You lost all your veterans, all the people that learned from battle experience. All those people are gone. You're like they're back
gone.
out of the academy again.
Yeah.
The rookies.
Yeah, which I feel like is, to me sounds fair for you to be like, all right, on to another unit.
Yeah,
Like that's why I feel like it's fair to swap out. Because I feel
Absolutely.
like you could be like, you guys have failed me, and now I'm moving on to somebody else.
yeah. So you can elect to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. I like the Regiments of Renown. It's gonna be good.
So we were talking about how you gain the opportunity to get these upgrades, because we could assign points to them, where you spend points to them just like you would for your unit champion,
Okay.
or we can have it so that you have to achieve something in game.
Ooh,
To earn it.
I like that.
So what we had talked about was your idea was a hidden agenda for the game, and if you achieve that hidden agenda, then that basically allows you to purchase, or not purchase, but choose
an upgrade.
Yeah,
you get to choose something.
So I printed out the hidden agendas. I was looking at those. There's some that I think make sense and some that don't.
Yeah.
So the some of them that make sense. There's one that's retake. You immediately complete this hidden agenda if you gain control of an objective that was controlled by your opponent. So that's a fun one. If that unit takes an objective that your opponent controls, they complete that hidden agenda. They qualify for a regiment of renown for the next battle.
And is it just like if they accomplish any one of these?
I think we each should have to pick one before the battle. So it's only one that you can get. I think that would make it a challenge, but you can pick one that suits you. You pick one that suits your unit.
Oh yeah.
So like that one would be great because the odds are pretty good you're going to be in a situation unless you get to the objective first, and nobody ever takes it from you. You're not going to get to score it.
Right.
So there's that chance aspect to it. Or we could just make a list. We could have something like just wipe out a unit. But I think some of those are in here. That is more than 9 inches from any enemy unit's attempts to charge, and that charge does not fail. That one's come up before in other games we've played. I think we can go through this list.
Yeah.
And we'll decide on ones we like that make sense.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yep.
Yeah, because I think some things to consider would be if it's, you choose one hidden agenda and that specific unit has to complete it. I mean, we're not going to see very many. We possibly could see very few, renown handed out.
Well, I think some of them are fairly generic.
Yeah.
What I think we might see happen is that the losing player is the one that's going after these hidden agendas. Like, I can't get those objectives. I'm gonna focus on getting my hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's giving another option.
Yeah.
I like that.
And if you're really kicking butt, you may get both. You win the game. You get your hidden agenda.
Right.
Like your army's getting powerful in a hurry if you're like really kicking ass.
Yeah.
So we were also talking about having some other random aspect. When we did our skirmish campaign, you got 10 points for a win because it's much smaller scale, and we decided to throw in a winner would get a 3d6 bonus. So we had a random roll. You could end up getting, 18 points on top of the 10.
Or 3, like I did.
Yeah. And so we did, 3d6 for a winner, 2d6 for a draw, and 1d6 for the loser.
Right.
Which was nice every once in a while if you're only getting your 6 points, but you roll a 6, and all of a sudden you might have got as much as the winner.
Yeah.
So for this, we've been kicking around ideas. Here's what I'd like to suggest is that the hidden agendas that don't apply well to a unit, but might apply well to a general, not for what the general achieves, but like for what the whole army achieves, to show like you're a strategist. So you choose one for your whole army, and if your army achieves it, then you would get some other regiment of renown kind of option for your general, or maybe a roll of 4d6 points to add to your army. Because Mark, you wanted something else random, and I'd like that too. I like the thought of having some kind of roll.
I like that too. I like that randomness to it. Where maybe somebody who was on the losing spectrum, they got a good roll, like Chaos Reign, and the Chaos Gods looked upon them and gave them favor. So and they came out of it a little closer, a little more ahead than they were before. I mean, I like that. I like that aspect of it, but I also like maybe being able to earn the right to roll, or with these hidden agendas. I think that would be a fun aspect to it. What do you think?
Yeah. So why don't we say, unless we can think of a reason not to, let's say if you choose an army-wide hidden agenda, in addition to the one you can pick for just the unit.
Okay.
You pick a different hidden agenda that applies to your army in general. If you complete that, you get an extra 4d6 points.
Oh wow, yeah.
So you could still be the loser
and end up getting 24 points if you had a perfect roll.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, totally random. What'd you say?
Or an extra 4 points.
Yes. Or an extra 4 points.
I'm thinking how I roll. So
yes,
I'm
to jump back, we played our D&D game tonight, and my dad sitting next to me. Yeah. He's the last level he got for his ranger. He's now up to the point where he gets to shoot his bow 3 times when he attacks.
He's Legolas.
Exactly, except that he rolled 3 1s in a row.
Yeah.
He switched out his dice 3 1s in a row. Pretty devastating. I could just see him. He's just, son of a bitch.
I wait all week for this to roll 3 1s.
I know, but he did have an inspiration.
That's unheard of. Yeah. I've never seen that before, and amazing. And he left to buy a lotto ticket, right?
Well, he did use his inspiration, and he did roll a hit on the last one. He re-rolled the last one and then got a hit on it. But
do you have to use an inspiration for the individual roll, or is it for
inspiration? I think is just one roll.
Okay.
Yeah, one roll.
Got it.
One roll of your choice. So, yep.
But that's D&D. That's a whole other game that we're talking about.
But it's fun.
All right, so we should each take another look at these after the episode. Take another look at the hidden agendas and see if there's anything that we, think doesn't make sense, or think
we can modify.
Yeah, and if we want to narrow it down, so there's only like 6 for a unit and 6 for a hero, or 6 for, you know what I mean? That we can keep it simple. Mm-hmm. You don't really know, but you can guess what they might have.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So if I see you he's trying to get all 4 quadrants.
Yeah.
I better get in the way and make sure he can't control one of these quadrants because I don't want him to get his hidden agenda.
Yep.
Those kind of things.
Yep. Okay.
Does that... Oh, so now for the Realm Stones.
Oh.
The actual campaign part of the campaign.
Yeah, what are we doing? Do we want to divulge that information or leave it as a surprise? Because it's pretty freaking cool.
It is pretty. Well, do you want to? We already started talking about it because I don't think we've completely finalized it.
No.
Okay, you want to keep that part secret when we start doing battle reports in the future? We'll get into.
Let's do that part. Let's keep that.
Okay, so this is just how it starts off. This is our army composition, and this is how our army grows throughout the campaign.
Right.
Who's your general, Mark?
My general is Dar of Gur. You got to say it right, guys. Come on. Gur. With little kitty paws up.
There was a new movie about Gur last month.
Cats.
Really? Yeah.
It's all about Gur.
And so he's all about the show tunes. He's all about little jazz kitty hands.
Yeah.
But no, nothing like that. So actually, when we started the narrative skirmish campaign, I was just thinking of ideas. I was saying, what do I want to play? I want to play something different, something I've never done before. And I was looking at some of my old models, and I'm like, man, I have all these chaos hounds. and I don't really get them out on the table anymore. You know what would be fun is just getting like all of these like hordes, just these packs of hounds out there. So I was thinking, well, what would it be? What can my general be? And I'm thinking, what was one of my favorite movies that I probably watched 11 times a day on the old HBO way back when, and that was Beastmaster. So Dar, who was the original Beastmaster. Of course, my general's not as hunky as Mark Singer, but but still, in the same vein, I kind of used him as a model, and I was thinking, well, hey, he's the Packmaster, so he is Dar of Gur, so he is the a follower of the Red Hound. He is the dog of war. So and he basically my whole army. I just want nothing but Chaos Hounds. I have Flesh Hounds. I'm going all beasts. And of course, when I decide this, then they come out with Warcry, and then they have this whole faction based around that. And then they come out with all these cool beasts, and I still need to get them. So, yep.
Yeah, there's so much cool stuff. All these new beasts are coming out with.
Yeah, like the new Furies, and
yeah,
models look cool. So, yeah.
So much fun stuff there. Yeah. And it's so great, just the idea of these escalation campaigns that you can just kind of pick and choose and try things out you wouldn't do in a really competitive list. You can follow your passion,
Yeah.
Hey,
Nicholas.
And that's what I like about it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can fill in the blank with maybe like, I'm going with this sort of, theme, but I miss out on some pretty critical things, but that's what the character builder and the renown and all that stuff can hopefully fill in.
Right. You can throw those points into that.
Yeah, helping to fill in like, well, I never get this with my units because I've chosen this theme, but now maybe you can.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It doesn't feel like a canned list, which I'm just not about.
Right. Right.
It's like, well, I'm doing this, so I have to take these. No, I don't want to go that route.
And that can be frustrating to know you're going to go play with people that, I love playing full games, but I feel like I have to bring certain things to be competitive. But I am totally spoiled because I've been a Daughters of Cain player since before Age of Sigmar came out. I had Witch Elves. I had my Cauldron of Blood, before Age of Sigmar was a thing.
Yeah.
So for them to be good now, I am playing what I want to play, and I'm competitive.
Right.
But not everybody has that luxury.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, Nicholas, tell us about...
Helmet.
Yes.
So, I'm playing, Legions, Death, and my... general is named Helmet von Styx, and so he is a lowly I guess I called him a general, but he's a lowly officer climbing the ranks, and ultimately working for Arcan, and he's working and trying to build favor with Arcan so that he can get closer. He's drawn back to, not being undead and wants to kind of like live again in a way as much as he can. And so he sees, he sees those that kind of regain their flesh and regain their bodies, and he kind of like fawns for that. So he wants to gain favor with Arcan, and he wants to be able to like rise up and ultimately, maybe like become a vampire lord or something like that. But through the last campaign, although points wise I was doing fairly well,
you were.
Helmet did not succeed in the end, and so Arcan was unpleased, and instead of ascending him to, mortality in a sense, or the as close as he could get to it, he took him further away, and so that's why he is now a Night Hunt character, because he's losing his
he's intangible.
So he's become intangible, and to him that's not the direction he wants to go.
You ever see Hellraiser?
No.
Well, Mark and I are just obsessed with the 80s cheese movies. Hellraiser is just such a completely unique movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
And if I may interject, I had the honor of meeting Clive Barker this past fall and getting a signed copy of the screenplay of Hellraiser signed by him. So he was just amazing. Anyway, go back.
There's saying. There are characters in Hellraiser that get resurrected, but they're tainted from the afterlife, and when they get resurrected, they're like literally just bones and muscle and veins. They don't have skin. They're barely alive.
Yeah.
But they drain, like a vampire, they drain flesh from their victims.
Okay.
And it's weird. They like stab their fingers in the back of people's necks. It's such a gruesome movie. But the thought of like starting with nothing, not even bones in the beginning, and then like slowly getting more tissue and slowly becoming more tangible and slowly going from ghost to skeleton to like zombie to vampire. That's like
so he was skeleton. Helmet was skeleton, but now he's a little bit more ethereal than that. So I think he's the Lord Executioner, which is that Night Haunt hero. With the gallows above him, and so he wants to come back. I mean, he'll do what he has to do, which is win and kill and maim to get back. But I think his job is going to be to work back to Arcan's favor, so he can ascend, in the direction he's looking to.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that story of, like a personal redemption.
Yeah.
But dark and gruesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's always got to be dark and gruesome.
This is, it's not the grim dark future. It's grim dark fantasy.
Yeah.
Age of Sigmar.
Love it.
Yep. What about you?
As going into the Skirmish campaign, I played elves. And I love playing elves, but the thing that's consistent with elves, at least hopefully until we get some new elves from Heish. But usually what you see with elves is that they're glass cannons. And I didn't want to play Daughters of Cain in the campaign. I wanted to do something different and play something really tough with some staying power. And the journey that I really like is the journey of the orc. And I like that in the lore for the Iron Jaws is that when they win, they get bigger and they get tougher. And the more they win, the bigger they get and the tougher they get, and it just keeps going. And that's exactly what we were doing in our campaign, and that's what I wanted to see for the hero of my orc army. I ended up going to Spellcrow and buying a bunch of conversion bits for orcs, and randomly they sent me some conversion bits. Like they like to give, if you buy stuff from them, they give you extra stuff usually. They just throw in the box, and what they threw in the box was a set of pirate themed orc heads.
Nice.
Conversion bits. And so I got those, and I was playing around with building this Ironjaw's army, and these pirate heads were sitting there. I'm like, well, I have to. I have to make them pirate themed.
You got to. Oh, yeah.
It was only after that I realized, oh, man, there are a lot of pirate-themed Ironjaw's armies out there. But still, I wasn't immediately copying people, but now that I've seen all the conversions other people are doing, I do want to do some of these.
You do want to copy some.
Some of them are just so genius.
Yeah. Your War Chanter is amazing.
Oh,
I
thanks.
love your War Chanter.
Yeah,
he just makes me think of Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints.
Yeah. There was a firefight! I had these pistols with orc hands, pistols. So I took the War Chanter, I cut off his like beat stick things, and I put pistols in each of his hands. And I took all the metal armor off the front of him and patched it up a little bit so he's like shirtless, he's got a pirate's captain's hat on, and he's holding up his arms straight up on either side and firing these pistols. And because he's a war chanters don't have any ranged attacks. I think like for like the story of it, he's just shooting blanks in the air to like encourage people. Like that's instead of war beats beating the thing together, he's just like shooting his pistols
right
to like
rally the troops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, my general is Scorch Coldblood. He's it's spelled Scorch, but because he's an orc, he says Scorch. That's his name, and his ship, because he's from Akshi and he's a pirate on the Charwind coast. He called his ship Gork's Revenge, and so my army is Scorch Coldblood and the crew of Gork's Revenge.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've got like Peg. And
Yeah.
what are your guys' names?
I cut the one guy's leg off, so he gave him a peg leg, and I've got another guy with a hook hand. And
you basically have every character in your army is named and has a unique personality.
Yep.
So
everyone, I put like a little. I wrote a little name on the front. There's Peg
They're awesome.
and Red, and the drummer is Ringo.
I really feel like I know them. like I would seriously like just want to go out and have a beer with them.
I bet they're fun at a party.
Yeah, you got
until they destroy everything.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, my general right now, Scarch, going with the skirmish rules. I didn't want to spend too many points because the orc heroes, I want to get him to the point where he's a hero. And if I spend anything else in the character builder to get to the point where I've already got 30 points, and most of the heroes that I would want to use are at least 100 points. So I couldn't use him right now. But I still wanted to make him a little tougher. So he was a brute, and now he's riding a Gorgrunta.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm bringing in for the next game. So
A Gorgrunta.
Yeah, Scarch on a Gorgrunta.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And so he's got the unit upgrade
Okay.
to be the champion of a Gorgrunta.
All right.
Plus he's mounted on there.
Oh man, he's like, is he like five wounds or something?
Five
or
wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's going to be good. I think with the price of the Gorgrunta and the upgrades I've already given him from the character
He's a hero.
builder.
I mean, he's
Pretty
a hero.
much.
Yeah.
He's 89 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I think he's worth almost as much as a 100-point hero.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I named the Gorgrunta Bangers and Mash.
Nice.
Nice.
I wanted a food-related name for him, and figuring orcs are mostly British-sounding bangers, and yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great.
So yeah, those are our armies for the campaign, fighting for ownership of the cursed kingdom of WARlando.
Exactly. Yep.
This is gonna be fun.
It is. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So
We should do it immediately. You
All
guys
right.
ready to go? We'll do it right now. Mark, come
Sure.
on over.
Yep.
Drive back down from North Orlando and
getting the table ready. Nice.
Are you guys ready? Like army build wise, do you have any more hobbying to do?
I gotta finish painting the
Yeah.
Lord Executioner.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
That's
a
it.
little more painting, I think, and then I think they'll be table worthy. So I think I think Games Workshop will call them battle ready, parade
Nice.
ready. Maybe not so much, but battle ready. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We're gonna get it on.
I've got 2 more brutes to finish,
Okay.
but then I'm good.
All right. Yeah.
All right, good.
I think it's gonna be like one night, just
Oh,
one
yeah.
night of painting, and I'll be ready.
Yeah. So we'll do it Sunday
So yeah. So I just need tomorrow night after I've drank all day.
after you're at the Highland Games all
Yep.
day.
Yeah. We're let's see what time is it right now? So 7.5 hours.
Right.
I'll be having
Your
hopefully
first
a picture
round.
of a good stout and and some haggis.
Oh, so okay, we should probably call it into the episode, and we'll figure out eventually when we're going to play this thing. But I do want to make sure we record the entire campaign and post it all.
Oh, totally.
So that will be all available to watch on YouTube.
Yes, let's do that, because this is good fun.
All these rules that we just talked about, we are going to put this together probably in a PDF. We'll put the character builder in there, the stuff that we're borrowing from Skirmish, where to find all the information about Regiments of Renown, and we will put that all together in one PDF. So if you guys want to play along with us in the campaign that we're making, you'll have all the resources available that you need.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yes. So anything else you want to say to our amazing listeners before we sign off?
Oh, let's see. Just Happy New Year. Love to see what you're working on. What armies do you have? What New Year's resolutions you got for the hobby? Just get in touch with us. We love all that stuff.
Yeah, you can find us, Warlando Adam, Warlando Mark, or Warlando Nick on Twitter or on Instagram. You can find us by those names. And then we have our Facebook group, Warlando, on Facebook. Hit us up through any of those channels. If you're in the Central Florida area, you want to get in a game, please get in touch with us.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And we got some stuff coming out, some dice.
Yeah.
And different things like that.
We have some Warlando dice.
Yeah.
And we have some T-shirts. Teespring, where you can go and get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And if you're still in January, we have 25% off for our shirts for January. If you use the code CRITICAL, because it's the double crit for 2020. So use the code CRITICAL at Teespring, our store, Warlando-2 on Teespring. Yeah, get 25% off a T-shirt and help support our show. What does Warlando say when we're going to war?
War!